Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 22nd of November 2018. In this part, what I want to do is implement an Age of Steam for reasons which I will explain as we go forward. But before that, a big thank you for your comments and feedback. As usual, you guys give me a lot to think about. Now, I want to give a special mention to Snafu. I start the game rolling, who pointed out that I still got overload problems around Stilton, and that is a very astute observation. Oh, comes the snow. And this is the second objective of this video, is to monitor the economy through the winter. And what I've done is I actually auto built the geothermal power plant down here, because I was just wanted to try and sort these power problems out for once and for all. And I think the biggest problem of all is the actual rail network. That's what's drawing so much power. But I think I've now cracked it. If we kind of look across, I think I've got no orange, got some yellow over here. What I've done is I've put a couple of spurs out into the normal area here to take the pressure off of these wires here, and also put power into this corner of Stilton. Then I put an 18 megawatt line to feed into this area here. I don't think I'm really going to solve the real problem until I've got the nuclear power plant up and running and producing power, but that's still going to be a little way away. But it's behaving itself quite well at the moment. But the problem is that this line here, there's a 10, I think it's a 10 or a 13 megawatt line. Let me just see. It's a 10 megawatt line just through here. Will get overloaded, mainly because of the amount of rail movements. But the problem is that this power station will often spike into the red as occasionally still. So there's no point upgrading this power line here, because it just won't, well, it just won't fix the problem. But hopefully that is going to get us through the winter without any major population losses. And of course, up here now, we shouldn't be getting any power problems in this area here either, which means that we won't get those population losses we had last winter in this area. Now, the other comment I got was a very timely reminder from the Devonian, I think that's how it's pronounced, who gave me a very good reminder. And to be honest, I'm aware of the option, but maybe because I just don't upgrade track and things that much, so I keep forgetting about it. And just to show you how it works, is what you do is you come down here, you select the track or road that you want to upgrade, then you press the shift key, and then I don't want to come too close into here, but what you can do is just do that bit there, and what you can do is just upgrade sections of track like that, which is absolutely brilliant. As the Devonian said, once you start getting into the habit of doing it, you'll never make life incredibly easier. But I just must admit, I just keep forgetting. Anyway, I think I'm just doing that. I think I've just messed up my rail construction office over here now. We just do a quick check here before we go off. And no, I don't think you'll be able to get to there. What we have to do is put him back to here. We can start electrifying those lines there. So that's the two key comments I want to talk about. But any other comments, a big thank you, because also a lot of the feedback you guys have given me on the Cosmonaut Challenge, and I think it is going to be quite important going forward. Actually, I'm quite impressed at the moment that we aren't getting any black fields. Let me just have a quick guide across. We've got a couple over here which will probably go black, a couple over here. So that is something I do want to possibly keep an eye on. Now, another thing I will talk about very briefly on the way through, and that relates to this area here. I had a bit of a traffic jam here again, and what I did in the end was I removed all the extra pedestrian crossings connections here that went nowhere. So like we got one here that doesn't go anywhere, because I took away all the factories. So what we could do is just delete this, and what that will do is remove that. And I think this is a heating plant, so we can probably take this up to about there. That factory, that's a I'll just build that. If you've got the advanced traffic on, what you want to do is just make a point of not having these footpaths that go nowhere, like this one here as well. So we can just remove you, take you out, because it doesn't, not necessary. In fact, I've got quite a bad patch. No, I don't want to get distracted. So again, that's a bit of a tip, guys. Get rid of those extra footpath connections and try and rationalize them a little bit, simply so that the pedestrians move in a slightly more useful way. Obviously we've got the corner market here. I don't think there's any footpath connections here. Let me just see. We've got one out the back here, but I don't think it will make a connection. Let me just put in a that. No, it won't connect. That's okay. So what I want to do now is move on to bringing back the Age of Steam. Now, there's a very specific reason why I want to bring back the Age of Steam, and in fact, it's come here. I come to here, and this is a consequence of adding lots of personal transport. What you'll see is now I'm kind of running a little bit low on fuel. In fact, the trains here are sucking up all the available fuel. Also got a bit of a problem with the bitumen here. Just check that. I thought I fixed that. Let me just see. Have a quick look at the wagons. Got the wagons. I thought I'd sent a train over here. Okay, need to fix this. Whoops. Ha. How about this, guys? Get here. Back to Ollerton. I thought I'd put another train out here. Maybe I didn't. No, we need to get another train out here so that I can start exporting the bitumen, because bitumen is filling up, but I've got no fuel. This is the reason why I'm making a bit of a change of plans over here. Plus, I was getting a bit impatient with laying all the overhead cables. And of course, it also comes back to that concept of a power supply. Now, so what we're going to do is we're going to have this area of the map is going to use steam trains. Now, the problem I've got at the moment is that I don't actually have any coal in here. So this is going to be a little bit of speculation with respect to see whether I can actually get this to work. It could all go very badly wrong. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get in here. Steam trains come under the classification of diesel locomotives because technically they are diesel locomotives. And we've got 195, 180, and I think we got one here of 80 as well. I think we'll go for the fastest one we can get. And what we're going to do is get 1, 2, 3, 4 hopper trains. Then we'll come over to Ollerton. Because everything looks the same in the snow, we're going to put you onto here. You're going to pick up coal, and you're going to come back over to here. Where are you? Where's the... You're going to deliver coal here. You're going to wait until... Now, two things I need to do now is I've got to... what we call it. We need to make sure all the signals are right, and more importantly, if I bring this back up the top left here, you see that we've only got a little bit of fuel left. And what I'm hoping is that this train will be able to get to Ollerton. He's going to come in here, but there's no coal. Did he pick up any coal? I think he might have stolen the diesel that I put in. all the fuel that I put in. And what I'm hoping is that this train will do the honours and go and pick up all the coal, and will act as a coal delivery train in the short term, because I do have a wider strategy, but that's going to take a little bit more time to implement. So just see whether this will work. We're going at 95 kilometers an hour. Now I don't want these trains to go any further into the network than Ollerton, so that is the reason why we are. So we're going into Ollerton now. It's like we're going to get enough fuel to get things actually working. So we'll just get into here. To pick up 240 tons of coal. Okay, so we got a problem with the signals. Let's see where the problem with the signals is. Now I started signaling from here. Let me just see what this train comes in here. Got that there, that connected there. There's the wrong signal. That's got to be the opposite way round. It's happy because of course my original plan for just using a heritage steam line was for just a tourist train with a couple of carriages, but of course that's not going to be necessarily true now. Now the idea is this train will go into the coaling station and then wait there to keep other trains full up until I've got the more permanent solution in place. Here we are. It's just going to come in round the corner and pull it into here. And what you should do is just fill this up. We've got 60 tons in there. Now comes the solution. Oops. What happened there? Where am I? Now comes the solution to my oil problem. We come here. We're going to buy another steam train. The same one. This time we're going to buy. I don't want the big tankers. I want the small tankers. Year 60, year 68. We'll get these are right. We're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these up to this border crossing. We're gonna pick up oil from here, and you're gonna go down and deliver the oil to here. Now, I don't want a massive, we'll say wait until unloaded, but I'm not expecting big things from this train, and 408 tons is probably enough to do it. Now, what I'm hoping is, no, pick the wrong one. What I'd like him to do is, one thing I do need to do is come into here. I go, not the locomotive, the actual building. Polling station. I think I actually, what you've got to do is prime this with fuel. So come here again. Yeah, as far as I know, the coaling station works the same way as the crop stations if you do when you're doing a really early start and you're actually running the wagons on crops rather than the so what we should do now is you should come in and you should top up of the coal and what our little train here. Our oil train is now moving off. So let me just want to, we've still got 174 tons on there, and you've got 9 tons on here Oh no, 5 tons, 771. We put, so we didn't actually consume that much, did we? So 240 tons take off 60 is 280. So filling this train up took about 6 tons of coal. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Anyway, guys, we're just going to let this run. Just want to make sure that the track is good here now. So he's going to run all the way out to here. He's got a nice full load of coal on board. And the idea is that this will act as a kind of backup supply of oil for the oil refinery, because the real problem I've got is, if I draw the map up here, and this is one of the dilemmas you have when you want to build a really big self-sufficient economy, and this is something you need to consider when you're choosing a map. There's two, I mean, when I put these 2 bits of oil on the map here, I thought that would be more than enough for a population of about 100,000, but obviously it's not. Therefore, I'm going to have to accept that I will not be completely self-sufficient in oil. So there's kind of 2 resources which you really need a fair amount of. Now, coal, I've probably got enough coal on this map, because coal, you can, from the density of the mines, it means that you just need a couple of really good patches to supply coal. Of course, the real problem is supplying it, but the one weak one is oil. So really, if you want to build a big self-sufficient economy, you need a lot of oil on the map. Now, the other elements like, thank you, game, iron ore, uranium and bauxite, you can get away with small amounts. So you can see I've only got one relatively big patch of iron ore, and that is kind of driving my economy quite well. So oil is the big one. So if you are looking to build a really big self-sufficient economy with no imports whatsoever, oil is the thing that you do need to consider. Anyway, we're just going to wait for the train to get back to past this junction here. He's happy, so I think we can stop there. So what we're going to do is just let that run for the moment. Oops, I just want to keep it on slow. Sorry, apologies. What I've found is if I let the game run constantly on fast when I'm recording, I've got a feeling the game's got a small memory leak, because what I've noticed is that eventually, after about an hour and a half's gameplay, the stuttering starts to come back. But generally, the stuttering I was getting seems to have eased off a little bit with the building placement. So maybe it was just the sheer impact of the putting all that water in that gave me a bit of a problem. Now, if you're following the series, you'll be aware that I built this for gravel imports, but I've had a little bit of a rethink. This is going to be for coal, supply my coal trains. And what I've got is oh, it's actually built. Great, thank you. Where is it? It's a depot in here somewhere. Oh, well, perhaps it actually goes to the right place, doesn't it? We've got 4 dumpers, so I want you. Come to here. Game run. Now the idea is going to be is that you guys are going to pick up coal from here and then deliver it to here. So we just set that up. Just leave the things the way they are until those guys are come. Then what we'll do is we'll have this train bringing the coal into here, so we'll get a nice big supply of coal here, and it can wait until unloaded at this point. Now that then leaves me with a slight dilemma in the sense of what I'm going to do about the water purification. I've got this idea, and that is that I'm going to, because well, how can I explain it? If we go to the mods, if I show you water treatment, if you look at these, the consumption of gravel is 0.6 tons effectively per day. So what I'm going to do is we're going to manufacture the gravel in this area, So I'm gonna have to, we're gonna put, hopefully this is gonna work. I'm gonna try and get a, maybe just kind of angle this round a little bit like that. I'm gonna put a road through to there. Now what we need also is put a path connection to there, hoping that get you from the back to there. What we'll do is we'll just get the copter crews on this. The reason I brought this footpath round here is I wasn't sure that the helicopter crew would make that connection, so I just wanted to add that extra bit there. What we got now is we got a bus platform here, because at the moment I've got separate buses bringing the workers into this polytunnel that we built in the last part, and we've and the geothermal plant. So what we'll have is a common bus stop there. Oh, actually, I was just going to show you here, guys. I had a bit of a problem with the polytunnel, and what I found was that it didn't seem to like trucks dropping off here, and there's something a little bit odd about it, because I've got 50-ton sewage truck here dropping off. What I did in the end was I put this pump in. This isn't actually a collection area. This is one of Novu's mods where he's got a pump, and what I did is I deliberately put it up high, so that what this is actually come down here. I'll just show you the mod. It's where is it? It's not water. It's called sewage facility here, and it's called a cloaca pump. And what this does is it actually takes stuff in and then moves it out. So it's got 2 inputs and 2 outputs. But it's got no internal storage. Also got this switch here as well, which I've acquired from somewhere. And when I did that, it actually seemed to work. But the thing that confuses me is that this kind of import area doesn't really all show, but we can see we're getting a little bit of food being produced. More importantly, it is actually consuming, well, okay, well, it was consuming. But the other thing it's also helping with, if I show my exports, we show the exports here, you can see, well, if I go back to last month, it cost 900,000, but I think if I can go back to, let me just push back, oops, no, we got to go backwards that way. If I go back to October, what you'll see is before I got this plant working, September, this ran into the millions. It cost me about 2 or 3 million a month to actually dump the water, and it looks very much like I pulled some of these trucks away, but it looks like this isn't. So what I'm going to do is put some of these back on the export route. I pulled some of them away as an experiment, but I think we'll put a couple of these guys working the export route again, because I'm a little bit worried about this kind of area, this building up a little bit, because I mean we could put another one of these in later on, because I put the splitter in. Anyway, back to what I was going to be doing is I'm thinking we're going to put in a little bit, go back a bit old, kind of back to what you would normally use in an early start. Got to remember it is the jolly old rock crusher. So you can see the rock crusher here will produce 8 tons of gravel a day. So what I'm thinking is that if I can put the rock crusher out here, actually maybe we need to keep it in range of, in fact we can go that way I think. So we can just drop the rock crusher in about there. Yeah, so make sure we can get We have to just bring the footpath around a bit like that. And then we'll have to put a road in, but we're going to put a small... now, we need some storage, but again, I don't want to put in a really full-size storage. So what we're going to do is go back to another real blast from the past, if I can find it. Not an open store, aggregate store. And this is something that we can kind of put over here. I'd rather have this. I'm going to be aware of where the roads are, because we're going to need to put the water treatment plant in here somewhere. They've got the water tower there. We could probably get a road out there. So what I'll do is we're just going to put this in out there. And hopefully I can keep a road off here. Get you between there and there. And then I'm going to put a conveyor in here, but I'm going to put a conveyor with a tower in. So just put a very quick power tower in there. And then somehow what we'll do is we'll just get the water treatment plant in here, because what we're going to need to do is deliver the gravel from here to the water treatment plant. So we're probably going to need a road across through here. So what I'll probably need to do is rework these footpaths a little bit. So we've got a road there, which is to the water well. In fact, we could probably put the treatment plant down here. Let me just see how big it actually is. The treatment... We're only going to... This isn't that big. We could kind of put the water treatment plant down here and then kind of connect it through, or we could just slip it in just there, couldn't we? But we'd need to put it in so that we can get a road connection. In fact, we don't... These roads are only really here for kind of aesthetics, for fire purposes. So we can take this one out. And then I think we'll just slip a road across very close to the... We'll put a road across to there. That's there, just the helicopter crews working on this and this and this. Of course, this will almost build itself, but we'll put the rock crusher in. There is a road in there, but now what we need to do next is actually find somewhere to get some gravel collected from. And we're up here. And we're only going to need one quarry, and I could probably just try and find a quarry place. We're not talking mega quarry, so. And what we're going to have to do now is just get the road down off the mountain. And I think if we can just get a road through here, connect you up to there. Connect you to there. What that means is we're going to need power up. Oh, I'm not sure if we actually need power. I can't remember now. Probably will put power. If we need power, we'll just put a windmill in. Okay, I'm just going to here get the helicopter crews work on this up here. And then what we'll do is get all this kind of built in, ready to go. Allocate You're allocated to that. In fact, let's just do the whole lot. This is my next project. There is actually a what we call it in there. I've got a feeling. Let me just build this. Yeah, we've got a small aggregate storage here. I'm just going to build it. It's peanuts. So what we'll have is the rock crusher here away from the city, a little bit of a workforce for the rock crusher, and then what we'll do is we'll put the water purification. Once we got all this working, got the rock crusher working, then we'll put the water purification in here, and we will have a happy bunch of campers. Now the next thing I want to consider, I'm not sure how far people will walk. They won't walk that far, so what we need now is the mini buses to pick up from here and drop off to the hotels here, because I want to put in a bit of a tourist town, but maybe that can wait because we need some more workforce into this area here. How's our sewage situation going? It's still building up a little bit, which is a little bit concerning, but we'll see how that goes. I mean, it's a possibility that I could just put a kind of an outfall which just dumps it. Right, so I've kind of done the main focus construction for this part. What I want to do now is just start kind of keeping an eye on what's going on with respect to my economy. I just want to see if our oil situation is improving a little bit now. But then again, the part of the problem is going to be is that our trains are going to be drawing power. I want to check if I can find if you look at this guy, he's bringing in 400 tons, but it's not a vast amount. We can find our... Actually, it would be easier to do it this way. Get in here. There should only be one train directly allocated to it. Where are you? Where are you? This guy is moving aggregate. Just speed up a little bit. Obviously it's going to be for let's see if we can check the fit or we're getting we're getting a nice surge of fuel. I don't think I need to add another train just yet. Of course, what we got over here is another train picking up piles of fuel, knife edge. Let's just check because knife edge has got quite a lot of fuel in it, so let me just check what's I think we'll drop that 50% because let me just check. Here we can probably go to 40%. Because what I don't want is the game to focus on supplying fuel to here at the expense of other parts of the map. So we'll just check our main kind of fuel depots, just make sure that we've got 600 tons in there, and then we've got is it over here? We've got a lot of fuel consumption. We've got 196, that's pretty good. And then if we click again, flying off across the map. And how much fuel we got in here? So our main fuel depots are fairly full. So I don't think we're in crisis, but we just need to keep an eye on the situation. I don't think we've got any fuel depots out here. Now, another area I need to work on is that we are rapidly approaching the point where this will become a key part of our infrastructure. And I haven't really done the footpaths here, so that because the footpaths at the moment are structured for the bus stop. Because I think at the moment, let me just check. See, we can't get the workers down to here, so we're going to need to find some way. We're going to need workers possibly to the uranium mine and the Ukrainian processing. So if we can get oh, don't do this to me, game. All right, let's do it this way. Going to be getting past that. I can come there. There. Like that. Building in the way. Okay. So if you accept that, of course we can't tell whether that actually can be built, but what we should be able to do is these guys should auto detect. Get this built here. And that built. We're going to need a connection along here. Get to this one. Nice if I could do that. And then you to there. I think I might need to check my construction trains just to make sure what they're up to. We got this bit needs to be built in here. Let me just go and check the construction train. Actually, while we're here, we just get over to Ironton. See what, just check the power situation. We are, wow, we're on the 24th of January already. Slow down, slow down, slow down. You're getting, but the population is holding up. It's a bit of a surprise. Let's just get to 2,000. So the population is 78. Got no complaints as such. This was the area where we had the bit. This is down a little bit. Is without a job. Need to give them some work to do. But I think that is pretty good. Let's just have a quick look at the population. So we're still losing population, but I think this is a fact of life with a large economy with the winter. But we still got 500 odd over 21, so in some ways this is a kind of natural attrition rate. Is probably the polite way of saying it. If we come to Switch you on. Yeah, the big problem is electronics. We're still getting a kind of leakage of escapees. Happiness. I know the weight is not particularly ideal. We've got a little bit of issue here. And actually, just along here is a good example of what I was saying about too many footpaths on a main road. Because if you watch the trucks can get slowed up by this, and a lot of these footpaths are actually unnecessary. So what I'll do is I'm gonna kind of, I can put a footpath along here like that. Then put you there. Set those. Just get the heady crews on this. No construction. Okay. Where's the? These guys to build along there. Actually, someone raised an issue in the comments about there are circumstances with rail track and sometimes road junctions where the game just won't let you build things, and so with Cosmonaut Challenge that will be quite a big issue. We've got here. We've still got good supply of food in here. I suppose what I do need to do is just go and check the situation. What's Foodville like? Foodville's got a few problems by the look of it. Are you getting a power fluctuation as well? Because it seems to be the power fluctuations that cause the problems. Maybe it's health. Let me just see. Health is good. Why are you guys unhappy? So many things to check now. Maybe they just don't, mind you, they don't have alcohol. So maybe this is the best that they're going to be, because they don't have alcohol. And they don't have any luxuries. But they're not complaining about electronics. So they've got a supply of electronics. But then I think the efficiency is still, productivity is still pretty good. I mean, they've still got 89, 93, 98% productivity. So I think this is worth noting that if you can keep your happiness around 70, 75%, you're getting a good productivity. So you don't really need to be obsessed now with getting your happiness to 100% anymore. Let's say the health is a little bit of an issue. We've still got 1,800 crops in there. See what we got here. Still got some crops in here, considering it's January. How much money are we making? We're making, somehow, for some reason, I've made about 39 million this month. I've absolutely no idea why. What have I exported that's 20 million steel? I've exported 681 tons of steel. Wow. Actually, this is probably a good example now of the wastewater that seems it's gone up because I've increased that there. Now I know I'm exporting a lot more bitumen because it was filling up. So we got closed exports, mechanical components, cement. So we are kind of making quite a lot of money. What am I doing import wise now? Still getting a little bit of electronics. The oil, we've imported 816 tons of oil this month, but the oil is quite cheap. Power, we've obviously had to put in some extra power, which has cost us 100,000. Chemicals, I've got absolutely no idea why those chemicals have come from. Might need to try and find out where that's coming from. Asphalt and gravel. I think that's because I manually built something, wasn't it? I got a bit impatient. Of course, I haven't built any residential accommodation because at the moment I'm trying to build up some over 21s for the power plant. But I think generally we're okay, which is a little bit surprising because one thing I'm noticing is that I'm having to constantly check what's going on across the map all the time now, because there's all these little things that sneak in, which if you don't pick up early, and I think I can't emphasize this more, like that fuel situation, if you're not constantly keeping an eye on things, that the shortage of oil that's not being turned into fuel and the fuel not being distributed across the map suddenly can turn into an absolute major catastrophic failure. In fact, one thing I haven't checked for a little while is the crime rate. Maybe the crime rate's giving me a little bit of a problem. Colville, well, the courthouse is doing okay. How's the police station? Well, generally things are okay. Prisons are a little bit full, but nothing major is probably the polite way of saying it. Right, these guys are building through here. Let's see if we can get this done. And I'm aware that time is pushing on, so what I'm going to do is go and do a quick checkup round Nuclear City. Actually, oh yeah, I was going to check the train here. I've got a feeling that he's decided that he's got no jobs to do. So just get over here. Check the railway guy. Yeah, neither of these guys have got anything to do. Okay. Get up to you. We play that. What's probably happened is he's already put all the power lines through here, so we'll get him working on that. So, well, I mean, we've got a lot to build out here, but there's no point getting all this built until we've got this built and we've got the infrastructure that can support the what we call it, the heating and water. So that's that done. We'll just go over to our other rail construction office. Now this office isn't doing that much because I've decided to go for steam. They should only be really working on 2 jobs. No, these guys have finished as well. Right. Where are these guys working? Right, you should be working on this. Building into here. This guy, you've laid the track through here. Wow. You've laid all the track here. Right, what is this? This is the upgrade. Let me just get there. Okay, so it looks like you right, what we'll do is follow the track through here. These guys have electrified everything out to here. We've built this here, but it's got no connection at the moment. I've again, I'm kind of half leaving the connection. I think what we'll do is we'll get 2 of them working on here so they can come out and electrify all the way through. I mean, they might interact with each other because they're both coming out on these long lines, though technically these lines aren't connected, but you can never tell sometimes with the rail construction officers. But what we'll do is we'll be able to build through to here, connect up to here, and then start pushing out this way to connect up this guy here. I think what I will do is we're going to put a crossover here. So this is concrete base. We're going to put a crossover. That's going to be a little bit too close. I want to put a crossover here, which can be built. The reason for that is that if I can get a train in here to pick up the crops from this farm while all this connections are still being built through, that'd be important. And of course eventually we're going to build out that way. I think if we follow the line all the way back through here, I'm going to need a crossover here as well, because I want to be able to use this line while we're actually building in our aluminium plant in that direction as well. So we've got that there. I've got a feel, part of me still feels that I need more farms, but I'm going to need to, I'm kind of thinking about a farm here, but I'm not, it's not going to be particularly that efficient. But I think with the new farm formats, that what you can really do now is put in small farms. You don't really need big min-max farms now because they're relatively, you can put in a series of small farms. In fact, I think that's what I might plan, is a couple of small farms here, mainly just to get the crops into the meat silo here, because so many things to think about, so many things to do. How many messages have I piled up here? We've already got 12 pages of messages. Not enough tutors for orphanages, ambulances not arrived, electricity problems. Where's that? Yep. So we are getting some potential shortages out here, but it's not really affecting the production of our steelworks. I think this has really worked very well. Actually, I'm quite very happy with this. All the messages there. I'm really happy with the way this area has worked. I just greatly underestimated the sheer amount of power consumption. I mean, truthfully, this area really needs its own dedicated power station. But maybe we could get a power station out on this corner. No. Anyway, guys, I think what I'm going to do now is we're just going to scoot over and take a look at this area here. Is this train? I think what I'm going to do now is we're just going to make a change to this train. I think put you there. We're going to need coal here, so I'm going to take off, wait until unloaded. You've got 107. Okay, it says a problem. Signals. Now we know it runs that way. Oh, that should be okay. So why is this not running? Because it can't run this way. Now I do have a number of signals here because of course we have never had a train run back. can't see the obvious point here. Let me just click on the train. No fuel station in range. Why can't you? You can't fill your own. We get you to return to depot. Don't really want to sell it. Right, we're sending back to the depot and then we're sending back out again and see if he will actually go to the fuel depot. Maybe he won't fuel in the place where he actually... What we'll do is we'll remove you. Let's see if that works. All these little fun things are sent to challenge us. If he will actually go and fuel now. I'm sure when I've done this with diesel trains, the diesel trains were able to deliver fuel and also pick up fuel from the same place. Maybe because I said it to wait until unloaded. There we are. Right, so we got that guy in there. Just put it back to low speed. And what we should do now is tell these guys to pick up coal here and deliver it to there. Actually, just had a thought. Yeah, I think that will work, and we'll get him to deliver the coal to here once we've got coal coming into there. So it's going to be a little bit of a chicken and egg situation, but we've still got 55 tons in here, so that should keep it going while things are actually running. And so this is our fuel train here. Okay, we got that done there. I think while I'm thinking about it is I need a couple of small minibuses. I don't think I've got any scattered around the map, although to be honest I've got no idea. Actually, come to here. I've got a small, what's this, cargo passengers, carries 32 passengers. I think that will do the job. You can pick up here. You are going to pick up nope. Okay. That was left over from the previous one. Your job is just going to be simply to load tourists and bring them to here. Yep, we've got 23 tourists there waiting. I'm not exactly sure how tourists are getting here because there is no actual train. And I think just to finish off, we're here. Going buy one of these, and what we want is passenger wagons. I'm not thinking anything major. Actually, I wouldn't mind something that might look a bit heritage actually, but I'm not seeing it. 152. I think these are Polish railways. Wow. 125, 98, 115. Wow, 3 million each. 56 here, so we'll get a couple of these, and then we'll set you up. This is my original heritage line, and you're going to go up to the border. Up tourists, and you're going to deliver them into tourist town. Just suddenly occurred to me about the metro update. I wonder if there's going to be an option that you can be able to make a metro connection to the exterior border, so you can bring tourists and workers in by metro. I know it's a bit wishful thinking, but right, obviously my coal train has gone off in to do its own thing. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.